Oh, I'm cooling with my niggas on the wake up show. Oh, we kick a little something for the radio. Oh, I'm cooling with my niggas on the wake up show. Oh, we kick a little something for the radio. Oh,
check it, bust it, tune it up. It's the corrupt novelist, nines involved in this liveness. Radio wave slaves thrive inside of this wake up show flow. Hip hop's alarm clock, the bomb spot. Mellow with ganja that makes my eyes turn yellow. Seat reclined on my leather sofa. However, close to 9 p.m. Joe Quicks, King Tech, I could just see him on the 1 and 2, son. My blunt and crew pour the rum 92.3. Number one in the slum representing Police the most. What a collaboration. See, I'm comatose, no pork, just knowledge, and I'm on once more. It's the beat that blesses the street deep in the 9-4. Hip hop's last prophet henceforth in existence. The 92.3 megahertz will exert radio waves to slaves for a phenomenal distance. Electrons to there to slice the G so you can hear some slum literature. Consider it will numb your eardrum, kid. You're sleeping like a ladder day. Saint, but swaying King Tech will wake you up on Saturday. 9 to 12 verbal junkies overdosing Joe Quicks to get you fixed to the mix and then them ghosts win. In your sleep I slap you with the lethal doses of medicine. So wake up with organizing the brethren. King Tech Joe Quicks better than your last fix. Severing whackness with sway the host dose of fat mix. Baby dolls frontin' so Saturday night. Hopping on the 101 time scoping 92.3 degrees, choking on chocolates. FM down smoking Prince Poe blows up from LA to a boat and I'm out. Yo, it's the wake up.
What's up, my people? Good morning, good morning. Oh, it is happy Friday. It's a great day. Oh my goodness. You know what's funny? If you start your day in the right mood, it's just like good things will start to take place. And I can't even explain it. I can't explain why. I can't explain how call it the law of attraction, call it providence, call it anything you want to call it. But I'm just telling you, positivity is everything. Karen, what's happening? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Road to a Million. I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor. And I got a million things bouncing around in my brain just because I'm inspired by so many things that happen in a big way. So what I want to do is I will start by saying, hey, feel free to share this out there. It's amazing how many people know about us and are watching us. Kind of like peeking from behind a curtain, looking at us, watching us. I don't know, lots of folks don't chime in and say good morning, but they're watching. I can't even explain it. Lots and lots and lots of people know about the Road to a Million. How does that happen? Well, I think it's because we continue to have a good time. I think we continue to get these little pearls of wisdom that might help you throughout your day. And I think a lot of people are getting help throughout their day with our little church service here. And hey, the more the merrier. If you want to speak up and say hello, please do. And if you don't, just hang in there anyway, because we have fun. Because this is the Road to a Million. What does the Road to a Million mean? It means we're here to come together as a group and use our synergies and our energies to matriculate down the road to prosperity, down the road to success, down the road to freedom. What is freedom like? Freedom to me is having the resources and the wherewithal to circumvent and or navigate all the problems that life can present. Challenges, problems, issues, they're gonna happen. Doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank, doesn't matter how much you earn, things are gonna happen. You could, if you want to say it the blunt way, ish happens, right? So the fact is, freedom really is having the resources to be able to navigate those things. Somebody once said to me, money and assets are the grease that smooths out the bumps, that smooths out the speed bumps and the potholes that are going to occur. They are going to occur. This is called life, ladies and gentlemen. So stuff's gonna happen. And so you just need to have as many capabilities to navigate those things because they're gonna occur. So the best defense mechanism is having access to anything you want. And how do you get access to anything you want? Usually capital makes a difference. Usually assets make a difference. So what we're here to do is to find freedom through financial wherewithal, right? And so and to break that down even further, what most of us here are in the sales game. We're in the real estate and sales game, and we're trying to get really, really good at our craft. So we're all here working together to master our craft so that we can maximize our dollars, so that we can have the freedom to navigate the potholes and the pitfalls that life presents. So that's why this is the road to $1 million. That's why all those faithful that show up every morning show up. And those of you that are new, those of you that pop in and out, hey, you're welcome at all times. Feel free to chime in. Feel free to say hello, and feel free to join us, because we call it church sometimes because we do this religiously, and we come here to seek higher knowledge. So anyway, let's get into today's topic. I have so many things swirling through my brain, and hey, Garrett, I have so many things swirling through my brain because during the course of a week, so many things happen, and I got all these notes and things that I want to share with you guys, and then stuff just happens every day that makes me want to just give you some more real world examples. Hey, cousin Eric, what's happening? So I want to give you, I like sharing some of the real world stuff that happens to me out there in my daily battles, because that's more applicable sometimes than like the brilliant lesson that I've written for you guys. So I'm going to start this with a couple of examples that are real world, real time happening to me right now. You say, what? This stuff doesn't happen for real. This stuff happens every day. You'd be shocked. You would be shocked. So the first profound thing I want to say to you is, while we are in the sales game, right? We are salespeople by and large. Some of us are really in direct sales. We are in the real estate business or stock and commodity business, and we're actually selling every day. And then other people in other walks of life, you find yourself selling too. You're selling all the time because you're convincing somebody to use your services. You're convincing your boss to keep you on board. You're convincing your company that you're valuable enough for that raise. If you don't realize that you're selling all the time anyway, then you're kind of missing the boat. If you just exist and not realizing that either you're selling or being sold at all times, then your perspective is a little bit off. Because think about it, even as a child growing up, you were busy selling your parents on your merits or how good you were so you could stay up a little later, or how good you've been so you could have that new toy, or how exemplary you've been so that you could get that new PlayStation game or whatever it was. We're always selling. You were selling your teacher on how good a kid you were, and how you sat nice and quietly while other kids were screwing up so you could be the beneficiary of whatever that teacher was valued. We're always selling. You're always selling something. You try to sell your spouse back in the day that you were the right spouse for them. That's a sales job, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, you're selling yourself. So anyway, while we are in the sales game, I would tend to flip the scenario and flip the paradigm about selling, because I believe that the best salespeople are really good at getting people to want to buy, as opposed to sell. Let me sell you with my wizardry. I am such a great salesperson, and that's why salespeople have this negative image, this negative connotation. When someone says you're in sales, oh, you're a salesperson. They think of this used car salesman with a plaid jacket on and some slick fast talk. And that's a salesperson. That's some pushy salesperson that's in everybody's brain. Latanya and T, what's up? Good morning. The fact of the matter is that imagery is the antithesis of what the best salesperson is like. The very, very best salespeople are really good at getting people to want to buy, which is very different than being good at pushing people, selling people by pushing. You don't want to sell by pushing. yourself. I call it, it's kind of like a pull instead of a push. You see, what I want to do is I want to make a case so that when I'm done with my case, you are asking me to let you buy something. You are, even my services, like as a listing real estate agent, my goal is to deliver my presentation in such a manner that by the end of that presentation, my prospect is asking me to sell their property for them. You get it? You get it? That's a judo move. That's a reversal that most people don't understand. But if you position yourself in a particular way, at the end of it, that person will ask you to deliver your service to them. That's the winning situation. What happened? Wait, let me give you some real world stuff. All right, on the positive, I'm gonna give you a real world, super duper positive example. I just got a phone call. I was late getting online today by 2 minutes. You know why? Because I got a phone call from a gentleman who said, Brother D, he has an accent. Brother D, I'm ready to sell the house. I'm ready to sell the one on the hill. I won't get specific about his address, but he said, I'm ready to sell the house. And so I want you to figure out what you could sell it for, write up the paperwork, and come over and get it signed. Now, do you understand what a dream come true that is in the real estate game? Do you understand having someone call you and tell you that their $2 million house, he's ready to sell the $2 million house. And I want you to figure out what it's worth. And I want you to write up the paperwork, and I want you to come get it signed. Come over and get it signed. Do you understand that that's like gold falling from the sky? Do you understand? Now let me give you a little evolution. Let me tell you how I happened to get that phone call today, this morning, 25 minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen, 25 minutes ago. I almost didn't answer the phone because I only had 5 minutes before getting online with you guys, but I said I better take it because that's Mike. All right, so anyway, back in 5 years ago, maybe six, I had a property for sale, and instead of trying to sell this guy so hard on the property, he was interested. Instead of trying to sell him so hard on the property, what I did instead was I asked him, about 7 or 8 questions about what he was trying to accomplish. So rather than just say, hey, buy this, I didn't push the property on him. What I did instead was I asked him some key questions about what he was trying to accomplish. Now, had I not asked him these questions, I wouldn't have found out that, number one, the house wasn't for him. The house was for his parents. Secondly, I wouldn't have found out that not only was it for his parents, but the parents are older and they can't do a 2-story home. They can only do a 1-story home, right? That would be ideal for them. I also found out that they needed to be within walking distance of this particular boulevard because that's where they eat, that's where their church is, and that's, basically life was right around this particular area. And I wouldn't have found out that they needed to buy something like in the next 30 days or less. So I was able to say to him, well, this one is not for you. I really think you'd be better served if we took a look at this or this or this, because those will suit your parents, the location, the single storyness of it, and the proximity to all their things, and the budget is a little bit better for your folks. So why don't I don't want to waste your time with this. I'll help you find something else that somebody else has listed, and and then we'll just see if we can make you a really good deal on that. Found them a house. He bought that house for the parents, moved them in, had a very, very good experience. He says, thank you so much for not wasting my time. Thank you so much for for, you know, helping me, servicing me and my family. You were looking out for us. Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, now I need one. I need one. And I need it to be over in that neighborhood right there up on that hill. And I need 4 bedrooms, and I need 2 baths, and I need a swimming pool, and I need this and this and this and this. And I said, okay, now I understand. I go in the house soon. Okay. And then I went and found him the proper one. And I found another, or the first one I found was the seller was just being greedy. He's like, I like it though, bro. Should I pay it? I said, no. I don't want you to overpay. We know what your budget is. I'm gonna either get that seller to lower that number, or we're gonna find you something different. And he goes, oh man, I appreciate you. And then we went ahead and made a deal. I negotiated that number down, and then he couldn't make it to the inspection. I go, well, I'll go with you. I'll go with the inspector, and I'll be at the inspection. You don't have to go. We found 8 things wrong with the house, and I went back to him. I said, look, we got to get the seller to fix these 8 things. Otherwise, we're gonna have to lower the price or walk away. He says, oh man, thank you, brother. Thanks for looking out. Thank you for looking out for me. I appreciate you. And anyway, long story short, I looked out for him on the first deal. I looked out for him on the second deal. He bought it. Okay, so that's the listening part, and that's the delivering to him exactly what his needs were. And so what did I do? Eric, you just said the word, trust. I built trust. I wasn't thinking about my pocketbook. I was thinking about the trust that I needed to build with him, okay? And then about, this is funny, a year ago, around Christmas time, he calls me up and says, the one you sold me on the hill, I want you to rent it out, because here's this other one I like, and if you can get that down to $2.5 million, get that seller down to $2.5 million, then I think we want to buy it. Could you go check it out and see if it's good? The guy was in Miami somewhere at the time, so I go and I check it out. I go, it's a great house, but we got to get that price down, and let me see if I can get the price down. And if so, it's a good deal. It's a very good deal. We can get them down a couple $100 grand. Boom, boom, boom. Negotiate. But the point is, the larger point. We bought that house too. The larger point is, he called me. He felt comfortable enough with me from another state to go check out this house. If I can negotiate, if I like the house and can negotiate the right price for the house, he'd buy the house on my recommendation, on my word. Now, mind you, he found the house. I didn't find it. He found it. Now, could a person who didn't trust me and didn't have any loyalty just go directly to that agent that had that house listed and buy it? Absolutely. Did he need me in order to buy that house? Absolutely not. I'm sure the listing agent would have happily sold him the house, right? But did he need the agent that he trusted, that he felt good about, to go and buy that house? And by the way, that's a $2.5 million house, so do the math on what the commission was, and it's kind of like a gift to me because he called me, said, go check it out, buy it for me if it's good. We bought that house, we closed that house. And now circle back to this morning. He calls me up and says the rental up on the hill, sell it. Tell me what it's worth, write up the paperwork, and get it sold. Again, 1,000 agents in the area. He could talk to any of them. He calls me, trusts me to put the price on it, and is gonna let me sell it for him. And we'll go with whatever buyer I recommend. What's the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen? What is the moral of that story? It's a long story. Sorry if I went too long. The moral of the story is I didn't try to sell him something. I tried to capture his trust, his faith, his devotion. And I was able to do that by showing that making a deal, making a commission, making a transaction happen on the spot was not my highest priority. I wasn't trying to sell him something. I got him to the point where he wants to buy my services. People don't want to be sold, but they love to buy. Don't you understand the sales process? The greatest sales people have people asking them if they can buy from them. Whoa, that's heavy, that's heavy. Think about your approach in every situation today as you go out and sell. The goal is to have someone approaching you, asking you if they could buy your service, or if they could buy your product, or if they could qualify to acquire what it is you have to sell. Now, I'm gonna give you a quick reversal, a quick opposite real world, real time example. There's a scenario in which a person that I heard about, I got a call recently about a property that I'm about to list, another property I'm about to list. Now, but here's the funny thing. I was not this person's real estate agent. They have a real estate agent they've dealt with in the past. And they went to that real estate agent and said, you know, we're thinking about selling our house. And so they agreed to what they were going to sell it for or whatever. And the agent, here's an interesting observation. The agent spent the entire meeting reminding the client of how great the company is and how all the different accomplishments they as an agent have and what their ranking was and all of this stuff. And they were telling me later on, it's like we're sitting there feeling like, man, he was pitching himself to us and pitching his company to us. And really, all we want to do is sell our house at the best possible price. So we didn't need all of that stuff. And then, so they make an agreement. I think they agreed to a price and they agreed to list it. And then a week later, something happened. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, we didn't realize we had this title issue and this tax issue. So they had a couple of complications. So they called the agent up and say, you know what? We actually got some other stuff we need to resolve. So we want to cancel that listing right now. And but we'll revisit the whole thing in about, in a few months because we got to sort out some stuff. And let me tell you something that's almost unthinkable to me. The real estate agent actually refused to cancel the listing. What? You kidding, right? Daron, you joking. No, you're kidding me, right? The real estate agent refused to cancel the listing, saying, no, we'll just we'll hold off on the marketing, or we'll just delay it, or we'll just extend the listing agreement. All these tap dance moves to do everything but cancel the stinking listing. Refusal to cancel the stinking listing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, here's what the net result of that was. Because once a listing contract is signed, technically the brokerage company and the agent have it, and I guess technically they could refuse to cancel it, right? Well, they refused to cancel it. And so now what do you have? They pissed off the client. They pissed off the client to the point where the client calls me up and says, you know what, Daron, we were dealing with these other people because we dealt with them in the past, but screw them. We will never deal with them again. You are going to be our agent. We've known you've been in the business for a while. And the fact is, what would you do if we needed to cancel the listing? I said, I'd cancel the listing. What are you talking about? They go, bingo. Okay, we'll call you in a few weeks and we'll sit down and we'll list with you, but we'll never deal with that other agent or that other company again. I'm thinking to myself, what an idiot that other agent is. To refuse to cancel the listing and effectively burn off a long-term relationship and a future relationship that could really legitimately involve 8 or 10 more deals. They refuse to let go of the listing. So they're so busy clinging to this piece of paper, this listing contract that is worth nothing if the seller decides they don't want to sell. So what are you going to cling to this piece of paper for? They refuse to give back the listing and effectively have lost a lifelong client. Now you see the contrast between the two scenarios I just gave you. One where Mike buys something that I help him with that's in his best interest with for the parents. Then sell him a house to him that's in his best interest to own, is exactly what he wanted at a good price that we negotiated. And then he calls me to buy one that he found. I did no work, I just wrote it up. And now he calls me this morning and says, hey, sell another one. $2 million bucks? Okay, good, do it. 4 transactions, and every transaction for the rest of his life. And then agent number 2 refusing to cancel a listing because you got it in writing, you got a piece of paper, you got a signature. I'm gonna never let this go. I got you by the contract. You think that seller's ever gonna sign off on an offer if you cling to the contract and say, well, we have it listed until September, so good luck. You can cancel after it expires. Come on, really? Really? Ladies and gentlemen, the best salespeople have people who want to buy from them. You're not pushing, you're pulling. Don't be a pusher of things, be a puller of things. I want to be the Pied Piper of real estate. I want people following Daron Campbell everywhere he goes, asking, hey, Daron, can you, will you, can I work with you? Can you sell my stuff? Can I list with you? Do you have time to list my property? Not, Daron, why are you calling me for the 19th time telling me I need to do this and I need to do that? Pull is way easier than push. Do you understand? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to check your style. I want you to think about your strategy. People want to buy. They don't want to be sold. That's how you can change yourself and change your approach. So on a final note, so that we can wrap this up and put a bow on it, what you want to be in the business of is promoting the benefits to a client for dealing with you, not features that come with you. Don't talk about features. I don't want to talk about Daron Campbell #1, Daron Campbell $4 billion in sales, Daron Campbell, because guess what? It's not about me. Guess what? Here's a secret. Wait, Marlon, get ready with the fireworks. It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you. It's all about them. And if you can convince people that you are here and that your sole purpose is to deliver what they want, you get everything you want. Oh my goodness. Why did I put on this shirt today? Because it says we are crushing the competition. This is how we're crushing the competition. This is how I just got that listing from that idiot agent who won't give up the listing. For what? If I got a seller who doesn't want to sell, what business do I have hanging on to their listing? I'm here to do whatever the seller wants. I'm here to deliver what the seller needs. Has nothing to do with me. Take me out of the equation and focus on them. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you crush the competition. Take you out of the equation and become the deliverer of everything that the client wants. Get out of the me business. Take all your trophies down. Wait a minute. Well, last story. I'm out of time. I won a listing from a guy on a $3 million property because the guy who showed up before me to try to get the listing pulled out of his briefcase. This is a true story. Pulled out of his briefcase his 2 top 20 trophies from his office from last year. He brought out his trophies and showed the client his trophies. And after he left, me and the client laughed for an hour and a half drinking scotch about the guy who brought the trophies to try to get the listing. Ladies and gentlemen, that agent completely missed the point. That agent completely missed the point. It was not about him. It's about the client and what the client wants and your ability to deliver what the client wants and needs. Take yourself out of the equation. Imagine nothing you care about matters, because it doesn't. People are thinking about themselves and their scenario, and you need to be the best at delivering what it is they need, where it is they want to go, what they aspire to, what their dreams are, what their goals are. Deliver those, ladies and gentlemen, and the road to $1 million is easy. That's how we win the game. That's how we crush the competition. I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor, and I'm going to see all of you at the top. Make it a great Friday, people.
My genetic makeup, take up 130 pounds of beef. But lyrics shake up like January 17th, crossover 16th. Them seeds is fossil. Protect your neck and wear a bulletproof vest on your tonsils. Amateurs, bandage your cornea. Cause you don't want to see California. See arsenic, spitting arsenic. With Sway Tech and Joe Quicks on the mix. Spinal meningitis ain't as stiff as the rip of brass. Cast out slash like racist crackers with whips. Come equipped, you're losing your paraphernalia. I'm a hip-hop apostle, singing the gospel like Mahalia Jackson. Each Saturday, 9 until the break of dawn. Took cocaine on my tongue, you got crack. Now rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on, rock on. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for for the radio. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio.
Saturday night, get live, set it off right, swing with my peeps, king. Check your pass the mic and turn the up tier. You hear the speaker blow, red sky, it's 9 o'clock. Time for the wake up show. To the breaker, you think I'm a sage on, but I say day, cause it rhymes with sway. My word is born on the scene, blotting out the mainstream, doing it right with your quakes on the mix. Late in the night, so soon in, cause the crew don't sleep. Moving in your Jeep on 92.3.
It's 9 o'clock p.m. 92.3. The beat begins to rock hip hop non-stop. You know who got the props in LA on Saturdays. Check the sway.
Special clocks for the unorthodox hip hop that drops 9 to midnight. King Tech get sway. Yo, those kids is tight. In the mix with Joe Quick. The verbs fit verses with the purpose of dropping curses like a 666. Fat snares and dirty kicks to get you open. From Watts to Oakland, it's that broadish that start provoking. Spoken words precise like a laser. Crossroads and the wake up show will get your party shaking like a pager. On silent mode, yeah. 9 to 12 Saturday nights, fool. Keep the episode. Wake up, show where you can tell I'm not spitting it in the